Good morning, everyone. Here in Conversations with Juan
and Tigs.
How are you, Tigs?
Good.
Nice. So today we have an interesting one, and it's a little bit about creativity and us. So why Blue Melon likes to sponsor creativity. More so about the sponsorship part. It's like why creativity is a bit important. Things to keep in mind is it's gonna definitely add value to anyone that tries it, just because you're going to try to do something different. I know it can be scary, but at the moment you start to do things differently, then you start to perceive the world in a different way. You get to problem solve. So, because if you keep doing the same thing all on and on, you get into that repeat pattern, maybe you're not resolving the problem right. So it'll help you to solve problems in an incredibly unexpected way. And let's cut the myth. You don't have to be gifted. You can be creative. Creativity is not just, can I draw something like exactly what I see? That's not creativity. It is part of creativity, but there's so many layers and gamuts out of it. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about that. So I'm just going to pass it on to you, Tigs, to kick it off.
Awesome. So yeah, the first point we're going to look at is a bit of the art versus science breakdown. So just like you said, Juan, it's really interesting. The science shows that no one's really born with this gift. And the myth of the left and the right brain, it's actually not true, because when you act in creativity or creative innovation, it lights up a lot of the brain. So to get nerdy for a little bit, the thing that separates us from animals, say, is that we've got a larger prefrontal cortex, so the front part of your brain, that allows us to kind of have a separate experience from what's going on around us. What does that do? That means that you can have a vision, you can imagine things, we can create things in our mind which don't exist, and think of the uncertain things. So scientifically, everyone's actually got that ability, and when you tap into it, you can actually come up with some amazing creations. So talk a bit about that, Juan. What does creativity actually do when you feel that?
Well, the first step you need to do, I feel, we're all uncomfortable with the unknown. We're all uncomfortable with what we call here in our agency the white canvas, which is like, okay, where do I start? So a good place is like, it sounds silly, but it's a simple exercise. You just turn inwards instead of looking outside, and we're all so obsessed with looking at what's everywhere doing. So turn inwards, because that's going to actually infuse and inject your creativity. Once you get into that state, what happens is that your brain starts to get into, you're going to start to use more brain power. It's like a little engine, and you start accelerating, go, nah. So your brain starts to go, and you start to, because you're in situations that are so unclear and you can do anything, isolation can be a little bit of a good starting point. So being on your own, trying to think about it from your brain, you're just using all these. So be introspective is step number one. So I know that a lot of people are always jumping into, I need inspiration, I want to see what these people are doing, how do these companies are approaching that. The reality is that if any big innovation started there, we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have bicycles, we wouldn't have a wheel, because those things didn't exist and they were nowhere to be seen. So studying, be uncomfortable, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and see what happens. Your brain connects things in so many bizarre ways. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, in contrast, when you're not in this creative mode, you just choose to be doing repetitive tasks and choosing a path of less resistance. Now that's very common for all of us, and we tend to call it routine sometimes, which is, this is what I do, I just go on. But nothing extremely magical will come out of that. So be comfortable with the uncomfortable, get inside your own self, get introspective, and don't be afraid. There's a couple of companies that have done this amazingly, and I think Google, check the 20% project. Google 20% project.
Yeah. 20% of the day.
The week of people can actually go and choose their initiative that they're passionate about. And the most important thing is, if you want people to be creative, if you want creative workers, you need to give them enough time to play. And here in Blue Melon, we have a lot of initiatives that hopefully, I'm being a little bit biased, but I think it sparks that creativity and that fun in the studio. We every 2 years of an art exhibition. Everyone gets a chance to design t-shirts, badges. We have paper wraps. There's an online store coming with our own little products to try to kind of spark the creativity, and always embracing that place of being comfortable, magic happens once you step out of that way. So that's one play. What else do you have for us, Steve?
We've covered quite a lot of it, but pretty much like what you were saying that we do here at Blue Melon, I think a lot of it is to do with that creativity is for everyone. So we've already kind of talked about how everyone's brain has that ability to light up, but it's all about the opportunity. So you need to be able to have those opportunities to express yourself freely and get into that deep creative ideation mode where your brain does embrace the unknown, like you said, and kind of can come up with some more sophisticated concepts out of the routine. And I guess if people are looking for a tip or they don't really know where to start, we'd recommend, just be really curious. Be curious about everything. Start asking questions. And that's a really good place to start. But I think that's it for today, Juan.
And I would also recommend embrace failure. Be okay with not. I think we judge ourselves too hard. We're always conscious about what others are going to think, and that's the killer of creativity. That's why probably you think that you're not creative because somebody somewhere told you were not, or somebody did a drawing that you thought you couldn't do, and then all of a sudden you're blocking that. Embrace failure. Be okay with the first idea comes to mind. It may not be the right one, but it literally starts to pump up the juices. There's a ton of human-centered design activities that you can do just to play with that muscle of creativity. And just literally have fun. Like Einstein said, creativity is intelligence, having fun. So why not give it a go? That's it.
Bye.
Ciao. Chicka bam bam, Blue Melon.